Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about Australian Senator Andrew Bragg's proposed bill aimed at regulating cryptocurrency services in the country. While Bragg claims that the Digital Assets, Market Regulation, Bill 2023 will protect consumers and promote investment in the cryptocurrency space, it's important to examine the potential fallacies and unintended consequences of this bill. Bragg argues that by imposing regulations on cryptocurrency exchanges, custody services, and stablecoin issuers, he is helping to grow the industry. However, the truth is that excessive regulation can stifle innovation and hinder the growth of the cryptocurrency market. The bill's minimum reserve requirements and segregation of customer funds may lead to increased costs for businesses and make it more difficult for new players to enter the market. Furthermore, Bragg's proposal for regular reporting on customer holdings could also compromise individuals' privacy and security. The bill could potentially require users to disclose personal information, leaving them vulnerable to hacking and identity theft. This is especially concerning considering the recent rise in cyber attacks on cryptocurrency exchanges and other digital assets. Additionally, Bragg's proposed bill could lead to unintended consequences of government overreach. By requiring licenses for anyone operating a cryptocurrency exchange, custody service, or stablecoin issuer in Australia, the government would have more control over the industry. This could lead to censorship and limit the freedom of individuals to participate in the cryptocurrency market. In conclusion, while Bragg's proposed bill may have good intentions, it's important to examine the potential fallacies and unintended consequences of excessive regulation in the cryptocurrency space. We need to find a balance between consumer protection and investment promotion without compromising individuals' privacy and freedom. In this section, we'll be discussing the fallacies in Senator Bragg's claim to promote growth in the cryptocurrency industry while imposing regulations through his proposed bill. Firstly, there is a clear contradiction between promoting growth and imposing regulations. While regulations may offer a level of protection for consumers, they also stifle innovation and hinder the growth of the industry. This is particularly true for the cryptocurrency market, which is known for its fast-paced and ever-evolving nature. By imposing strict regulations, Bragg risks slowing down the progress of the industry and making it less competitive on a global scale. Secondly, Senator Bragg's argument that Australia is losing the race in digital asset regulation is a false narrative. It implies that there is a global competition to regulate digital assets, and that failing to keep up with other countries will result in negative consequences. However, this simply isn't the case. While other countries may be regulating the industry differently, there is no evidence to suggest that Australia is falling behind in terms of digital asset regulation. Lastly, Senator Bragg's proposed bill fails to recognize the benefits of a free market in the cryptocurrency industry. The decentralized and unregulated nature of cryptocurrencies is what makes them so attractive to investors and consumers alike. By imposing regulations, Bragg risks stifling innovation and limiting the potential benefits of a free market. In conclusion, Senator Bragg's claim to promote growth while imposing regulations through his proposed bill is flawed. The contradiction between promoting growth and imposing regulations, the false narrative of losing the race, and the lack of recognition for the benefits of a free market all highlight the fallacies in Bragg's approach to digital asset regulation. The Digital Assets, Market Regulation, Bill 2023 proposed by Senator Bragg raises concerns about the use of Orwellian doublethink and newspeak. Euphemistic language is used to hide the true intentions of the bill, such as the claim that it aims to promote growth while imposing regulations. In reality, regulations limit individual freedoms and promote government overreach. The bill's provisions, such as minimum reserve requirements and the segregation of customer funds, may sound reasonable on the surface, but they also have the potential to stifle innovation and entrepreneurship. By mandating these requirements, the bill may actually discourage new players from entering the market, as the cost of compliance could be prohibitive for smaller businesses. Furthermore, the bill's emphasis on obtaining licenses from regulatory bodies could lead to a concentration of power in the hands of a few large players who are better equipped to navigate the regulatory landscape. This concentration of power could lead to a lack of competition, which would ultimately harm consumers and limit the growth potential of the industry. In addition, the bill's focus on protecting consumers may actually have unintended consequences. By imposing strict regulations, the bill could limit the ability of consumers to make their own choices and assume their own risks. This could lead to a situation where the government takes on a paternalistic role, making decisions for consumers rather than allowing them to make informed choices. Overall, it's important to recognize the implications of the proposed bill and to examine the language used to describe it. We should be wary of the use of euphemistic language that hides the true intentions of the bill, and we should carefully consider the potential unintended consequences of its provisions. It's important to strike a balance between promoting innovation and entrepreneurship while also protecting consumers, but we should avoid implementing regulations that stifle growth and limit individual freedoms. The proposed Digital Assets, Market Regulation, Bill 2023 by Australian Senator Andrew Bragg is not without its potential unintended consequences. While Bragg claims that the bill is intended to promote growth and protect consumers in the cryptocurrency industry, there are some potential negative impacts that should be considered. Firstly, the bill may actually hinder innovation in the industry. By imposing regulatory requirements, it may make it more difficult for startups and smaller businesses to enter the market, as they may not have the resources to meet the minimum reserve requirements or obtain the necessary licenses. This could lead to a stifling of innovation and limit competition in the industry. Secondly, there is a risk of regulatory capture and abuse of power. The bill's requirements for obtaining a license and meeting reserve requirements could lead to large corporations with more resources dominating the industry. This could lead to the consolidation of power, potentially leading to a situation where these corporations use their influence to shape the regulatory environment in their favor, at the expense of smaller players in the industry and ultimately consumers. Lastly, the bill could have a negative impact on small businesses and startups in the industry. As mentioned earlier, the regulatory requirements could make it more difficult for these businesses to enter the market. Additionally, the costs associated with compliance with the bill's requirements could be prohibitive, potentially leading to these businesses closing down or being acquired by larger players in the industry. Overall, while Senator Bragg's proposed bill may have good intentions, it is important to consider the potential unintended consequences it may have on the industry. It is important to strike a balance between consumer protection and innovation and competition in the industry, to ensure a healthy and sustainable market. Alternative approaches to regulating the cryptocurrency industry. When it comes to regulating the cryptocurrency industry, there are alternative approaches that can be taken instead of the heavy-handed, regulatory approach proposed by Senator Bragg. One potential solution is a self-regulatory approach, where industry players create their own set of standards and guidelines for the industry. This approach has been successful in other industries and can be effective in promoting growth while maintaining consumer protection. The future of cryptocurrency in Australia. The proposed bill has the potential to significantly impact the cryptocurrency industry in Australia, and it is important to consider its potential effects on innovation and growth. However, despite the challenges and uncertainties, the future of cryptocurrency in Australia is still bright. With the right regulatory framework in place, the industry can continue to innovate and grow while providing consumers with safe and reliable investment options. It is also important to consider the role of cryptocurrency in the wider financial landscape of Australia. As the world becomes increasingly digital, cryptocurrency has the potential to play a significant role in the future of finance. By embracing innovation and promoting a balanced regulatory framework, Australia can position itself as a leader in this exciting and rapidly evolving industry. We must remain vigilant against the potential for regulatory capture and abuse of power, as well as the negative impact on small businesses and startups in the industry. As the cryptocurrency industry continues to evolve, it's important to strike a balance between consumer protection and investment promotion while avoiding overreach by the government. Ultimately, we need a balanced and comprehensive regulatory framework that encourages innovation and growth while ensuring the safety of consumers and investors. Blockchain technology is an innovative and transformative concept that has taken the world by storm. It has the potential to revolutionize various industries and has become increasingly popular among developers and investors alike. Understanding how blockchain works is critical for anyone interested in getting involved with this technology.